A simple woman denied first-class seat, unaware her billionaire husband owns the airline, and adjusted her worn-out handbag as she stepped into the bustling airport, clutching her boarding pass. She had never flown first class before, but her husband, Daniel, had surprised her with a ticket, insisting she deserved the best for her trip. She smiled as she walked toward the gate, her heart warm with gratitude. She had always been a simple woman, humble, kind, and content with life's little joys. Daniel, despite his success, had never made her feel anything less than his queen. But today, the world would remind her of her place. As she approached the first-class boarding area, a sharp voice called out, "Excuse me, ma'am." A flight attendant, dressed impeccably in a navy blue uniform, eyed Anna from head to toe with clear disapproval. "This is first-class boarding. Economy passengers need to wait over there." Anna hesitated, glancing at her ticket. I have a first-class seat," she said softly, offering her pass. The attendant barely looked at it before scoffing. "Ma'am, first class is reserved for our elite passengers. Business executives, celebrities, people who belong here. Not." She hesitated, as if struggling to find a polite way to insult her, "regular travelers." Anna's cheeks burned with embarrassment as she felt the eyes of nearby passengers on her. "But my husband booked this for me," she murmured. The attendant rolled her eyes. "Look, I don't know if this was some mistake or a last-minute upgrade, but we can't allow you in first class. I can move you to economy," a sudden voice interrupted. "Is there a problem here?" The airport manager had arrived, sensing the commotion. The flight attendant sighed. "This woman is trying to claim a first-class seat, but I'm sure there's been a mistake," Anna felt her heart sink. Maybe she didn't belong here. Maybe she should just take the economy seat and avoid any more humiliation. But just as she opened her mouth to agree, a new voice cut through the tension. "Anna." She turned, and there he was, Daniel, dressed in a crisp suit, with an air of quiet authority. Her husband stood at the gate, his sharp blue eyes scanning the scene. His expression darkened when he saw his wife's flustered face. "What's going on?" he asked, his voice dangerously calm. The flight attendant brightened, mistaking him for a real first-class passenger. "Sir, apologies for the disruption. We're just ensuring first class remains an exclusive experience." Daniel's gaze flickered to his wife, then to the attendant. "And you decided my wife doesn't deserve that experience?" The attendant blinked. "Your wife?" His lips pressed into a thin line as he pulled out his phone and made a single call. Within seconds, the head of the airline's management team arrived, pale-faced and nervous. "Mr. Grayson, we weren't expecting you today." The flight attendant's mouth fell open. Grayson, the name clicked in her mind. Daniel Grayson, the billionaire owner of the airline. Her legs nearly gave out beneath her. "My wife was denied her first-class seat and humiliated because she didn't look the part. Is that how my employees are trained?" Daniel's voice was dangerously quiet. The manager stammered. "Sir, this is an unfortunate mistake." "No," Daniel cut in. "It's a reflection of how my company treats people, and I don't tolerate that." The flight attendant's face had gone ghostly white. "Mr. Grayson, I had no idea you didn't need to. You should treat every passenger with respect." The manager gulped. "What would you like us to do, sir?" Daniel looked at his wife, his expression softening. "What do you want to do, love?" Anna hesitated. She could see the fear in the flight attendant's eyes, the shame in the manager's face. She could demand they be fired. She could make an example of them. But that wasn't who she was. She smiled softly. "I just want to board my flight in my first-class seat." Daniel studied her for a moment before nodding. "Understood." Then he turned to the staff. "My wife will take her rightful seat, and from now on, I expect every passenger to be treated with kindness, regardless of their appearance." "Understood?" A chorus of nervous "yes, sir" replies followed. As Anna walked toward the jet bridge, Daniel took her hand and kissed it gently. "You deserve the world, my love," he whispered. And as she settled into her luxurious first-class seat, sipping the welcome champagne, Anna smiled. Not because of the fine leather seats or the 5-star treatment, but because she had a husband who saw her worth even when the world did not, and that was a luxury no amount of money could buy.